Hey dumplings, Dave this side, welcome back to my channel. I was looking online to find some topics to talk about, and I did find a topic that I was very interested in. We have one topic that is a general topic, and of course then we have something that has happened a little bit more recently. One of them involves Taehyung and a slight change, if you will, in his behavior recently, as pointed out by some armies. And I want to give some of my theories and thoughts on that. I also want to get into some big hit things that have happened, and what has been going on with the recent controversy. They did put out a statement. We will talk about it, we will get into it. So let's get into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first to leave a hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, let's get into it. Taehyung, as well as the rest of BTS, are all considered veterans within the industry. They have been doing this for a good minute, and this is to say the least. They definitely understand Korean K-pop industry very well. Now, let me give you some context on what's been going on with Taehyung recently. I've been reading a lot of people talking about the newer Taehyung and his attitude recently, which I do think is very interesting because there is a small difference between him now and of course him back then. Back then, of course, talking about when he debuted, he was definitely more full of energy and maybe didn't seem as tired back then. Some people were definitely saying he seemed like he was too tired of being a K-pop idol and he just maybe wanted to have like a normal life now. Since he very often talks about having kids or getting married or all that stuff, I was definitely reading tweets on how armies felt about this, about the newer Taehyung, and how they felt given all the things that Taehyung has gone through. One person wrote, "If Taehyung makes any mistakes as an MC or zones out, I don't want to see anyone complain. He barely slept and is exhausted." This is pretty much the entirety of BTS's career. They often don't sleep. So it was likely collective moments like this that make Taehyung feel just kind of a little bit less full of energy. The industry is extremely demanding, and that of course can take a toll on someone. He is also much older than he was when he first debuted. And if you definitely consider some of the moments when you were younger, I mean, I definitely had a lot more energy when I was a little bit younger. If you're pretty much younger than a teenager and you don't need to take naps every day just because you have the energy to not do that, enjoy that, because that's not gonna last forever. I'm tired all the time. I would imagine as Taehyung got older, maybe he felt the same way, or maybe a similar way, just in a more extreme way. Given that K-pop idol schedules are crazy and they're so demanding to the point where they may only get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night. This is of course when they're touring. If they're on break or whatever, they can sleep for as long as they want. So it's difficult to go through something like that and still manage to jump around and have a lot of energy. But anyway, this is just one theory that I have. Another theory that I have is he just may choose to lower his energy, just like for the camera or anything like that. Because there is a lot of problems that can arise when BTS acts full of energy. Let me explain. It can get interpreted as sometimes being something else, or they may be seen as rowdy or rude. So many things. For example, there's a woman dancing on stage, doing her dancing thing, and they make a big reaction. Now it becomes, oh, they're thirsty for this woman. They must be dating her. But it's just showing their support, right? You obviously know this has happened with Hwasa while she was on stage doing her Hwasa thing. This to me is a very likely reason why someone would choose to lower their energy when they're on camera, to avoid a scandal or anything like that. Similarly enough, I believe that Jungkook is not actually too afraid of women, but he is afraid of the fact that like if he is photographed with a woman, there is scandal. Jungkook before I talked about a nose piercing that a presenter had, and people thought he was making fun of her for having the piercing. This is why BTS now literally sits there and does nothing. If they sit completely still, then there's nothing to say, except how hot they are. I was seeing a bunch of people online kind of talking about how exhausted Taehyung was, and one person wrote, "Taehyung is so exhausted, I'm hurt." I do think that Taehyung is exhausted and tired, but I assume that he is getting plenty of rest when he is not touring. It is clearly something that they can't handle because that is why they are healthy right now, and they recently actually just had a few month break. This was at the end of 2019, so that must have been really nice for them. There is also a problem kind of going on in the world right now, a thing that would prevent them from touring. They are obviously taking it much easier now, so I do think they are definitely being taken care of. You don't have to worry. But I do think that since fame has hit them, they have definitely taken a little bit more precaution just to be aware how they act on camera. This of course includes them not saying too much. Especially if it's not Big Hit editing it, I can assume they don't want to say much. This doesn't mean to me that they are fake. However, no one is 100% themselves when they're doing interviews because they know that everything they are being said could be interpreted wrong or it's going to be edited in a way that's different. However, I do believe they are 100% their zaddy selves when they are doing a V-Live. This is of course their live streaming platform. I assume that they think that the haters are not watching their V-Live, and chances are they probably not. This is just my theory, of course. I don't know them personally to know for sure, but I just personally think that this is it. I can promise you it's not easy being cheesy. I'm kidding. It's not easy to be monitored every time you do stuff, and then you end up being very self-conscious of everything that you do in hopes that people won't take it the wrong way. That alone can be exhausting. Jungkook is someone who portrays himself kind of as like a nice good boy. He is definitely more of a shy person on camera, but I do believe in real life he is slightly more confident. I still of course believe they are all good people, just slightly different. I want to make that clear. I do believe that Taehyung doesn't hate being a K-pop idol. They recently just renewed their 7-year contract, and if Taehyung very much told BTS, hey, I want to leave BTS, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't think they would have renewed their 7-year contract. First of all, even if they went ahead and doing that, Taehyung would feel some type of way and be mad anyway, so he wouldn't perform his best, and it wouldn't work. This to me shows that he's not tired of being a K-pop idol. He wants to continue doing this. Big Hit would also come out with a statement if anything like this were to happen, or if any of the boys were feeling this way. Big Hit often puts out a statement if anything feels wrong. Big Hit Zaddy loves their statements. And they recently just put out a new one. I want to talk about that, but I need to go over what happened first. So Bangtan was something that happened a couple months ago, and they have some merch or products to kind of go along with it. So you can buy specific merch for Bangtan, which is pretty cool. You can buy anything from like cutouts of BTS or like little trinkets, or even like a portable battery, which is what we're going to be talking about. A lot of people, of course, were very excited to get these products. I was reading online that a lot of people had not received them yet, but I don't know how I feel about that, as I believe the pre-orders were just like turned into regular orders. I don't really know the whole situation or whether that's true or not. Some people said that they had just began shipping already, but then other people don't know. One person wrote, when is Bangtan merch supposed to start shipping? I literally ordered it so long ago, I don't remember, LOL. So take that with a grain of salt. Let me know if you've ordered and you have or have not received your merch. I don't necessarily believe there is a problem with the shipping. I mean, even if it takes like half a year to arrive, I think all the stuff will arrive. Just give it a minute. Keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. There's that problem that we have. I'm not saying these are the reasons why shipments could be delayed, but if the world is experiencing problems right now, there could be less people in the factory working to ship those items out. There could be factories that aren't open. Just keep that in mind. Then, of course, there is the slightly bigger issue, the issue that Big Hit decided to release a statement for, and this involves the shipment of the portable batteries. A lot of people online were kind of tweeting on the Tweetster photos, and some of these photos that were took, it looked like the material around the battery was melting, like the casing, and some looked like it was like leaking or wet. This could be due to the intense amount of heat right now in Korea or along the way during shipping. Personally, I would get rid of those batteries right now. Don't keep them. One person on the Tweetster wrote, Weaver's shop reported a notice about a defect in the auxiliary battery. I opened the Bangtan goods, delivery beatedly. No way. But the body is already melted and stuck to the package, and something like chemical melting oil is flowing out of the puffed hole. This is a probability, it is not a selection, but full of recall reproduction. Should I? It's dangerous. Keep in mind, this is a translation, but I think we can get the idea of what they're trying to say. This is definitely a concern. However, of course, Big Hit immediately tried to fix the situation, and that is good news. The Weaver's shop put out a statement saying, some of the portable battery chargers turned out defective during the manufacturing process. We will exchange all chargers regardless of it being defective or not. This is a good move for Weavers and Big Hit to do. I think it's a very good idea to refund and kind of recall all of the products. And if some of the batteries do look like that, then it's definitely necessary. And I would really applaud Big Hit or Weavers for going ahead and doing that. Many other companies or whatever that do stuff like this just don't do that. They don't fix the situation at all. According to Koreaboo, there was an industry professional who kind of put out a statement and said this about it. BTS has recently been doing well, including hitting #1 on Billboard charts. Having complaints regarding the merchandise during this time could harm their image, and that's probably why Big Hit came up with the appropriate response quickly. It's not just about their image, it's also about just doing the right thing. I think Big Hit knows that. Otherwise, of course, they would probably just try to hide it instead of fixing it. So good on them for actually fixing it. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to my Patreon, I upload videos over there that I can't really upload on here due to copyright and things like that. So if you like exclusive content that you can only get over on my Patreon because I can't post it here, then please make sure you go check that out. You can get music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also request things over there, all that stuff. Link in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you contribute over there really goes back into this channel, help me make better videos, help me spend more time making videos. So I really do appreciate you going over there and checking that out. There's also 2 videos that will appear on the screen at the end of the video. So click on one of those and I will see you over there. Bye.